Good evening, everybody. So,
Good evening, Ed.
good to have you both here. We've still got a few minutes left until we're gonna get started, but hopefully you two are doing all right amidst all the craziness.
Oh, I'm going to put you on my iPad. I think that works better.
Oh yeah, and then you can move it to where you don't have to move around too much. Makes sense.
Yeah. Let me do it on my iPad. Yeah.
And then, and obviously we're not going to use this class is going to be not based around props like it generally is. But what I would say is, if you, and I'm guessing you already have, but get comfortable. If you're lying down and you're like, it's a little too hard, then you want to put something underneath you, you can. If you want to like grab a throw pillow or something, you're more than welcome to.
Well, I should have Zoom on. I'm going to have to come out for a minute, and I'm going to try to do this on my iPad. So
Okay, yeah, go right ahead. Okay.
Perfect. Got it on my
Awesome.
iPad. Awesome. Now I can set it up. I was wondering what we were going to do about props.
Yeah, and especially with this class, and it's nice to have the props because they make things a little bit easier. And that's why I was saying, like, even just like a small pillow or a towel or something, just to give you a little support between your knees or around your hips would probably be good.
Okay. Julio.
Just let me know whenever you're ready. Looks like you are the sole participant today.
Really?
Yeah, there was somebody else in the room when I looked up, and there's someone else. Hi, Umair.
Well, you know what? The problem with Zoom is that people can come in and out.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a security thing I think they're working on. Because I got in earlier and Alexis was on. I was like, oops, didn't mean to do that then.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I got on and Nicole was on, and just because I wanted to make sure. I thought for some reason I was thinking that there was a different event code, but there wasn't.
I know. It's just if you join a meeting and a meeting's going on, then it is.
Right.
Okay.
Alrighty. Let's see. So if you all are all set, let's go ahead and come down onto your back. We're going to start off in our Shavasana. So letting the legs go out long, arms go wide. If there's anything touching you, if you can, just move it out of the way or slide over a little bit.
I am going to mute.
Okay, perfect.
I'm going to mute my mic. That way I can only hear you talk.
Easy enough. All right, so as we come down into Shavasana, I want to give ourselves an opportunity to just kind of settle in. And we already know that it's the purpose of our restorative class is to give ourselves the opportunity to just kind of calm and quiet our minds and our bodies. And that's especially important right now with everything going on. So as you get set up, let's go ahead and allow the eyes to gently close. And then with the eyes closed, we start to tune in, noticing what are the sounds, the smells, and the temperature of the space that you're in right now. Noticing the clothes resting against your body. And then feeling your ground as it's resting against, feeling your body as it's resting against the ground. Sorry. Noticing all those places on the back side of your body that are in contact with the earth, from the back of the heels all the way up to the back of the head. And then from the external, we start to tune into the internal, scanning from the top of the head to the soles of the feet. Just noticing, what do you feel in your body right now? There's been so many changes to our routines that we find ourselves either moving more or moving a lot less than we generally do. So how does your body feel right now in response to that? Beginning to notice the heart rate, feeling the heart beating in your chest. And then beginning to bring our awareness onto the breath. Noticing how fast or slow are we breathing? How deep or shallow are those breaths? Are they in the belly or in the chest? Our goal isn't to change anything quite yet. We want to be aware first. Just noticing. And then we slowly can begin to deepen the breath, elongating the inhalation into your belly, and then gently letting it out on the exhalations. Every inhalation and every exhalation, we'll imagine breathing in a sense of relaxation. And we exhale any residual tension we're holding in our bodies. And from the breath, we begin to tune into the mind. Noticing first just what is the volume of thoughts passing through your minds like right now in this moment? Does it feel like there's 100 things happening at once, or is it calm and quiet? Our goal for the restorative class is not to judge ourselves or expect certain things to pop into our minds. Rather, we want to cultivate a sense of awareness, a sense of knowing what we are experiencing in the present moment. So just like we're watching a movie, we see the thoughts as they pass by. Start to notice what those thoughts are at the forefront of your mind. And from the thoughts, we begin to tune into the emotions, noticing how we feel emotionally right now. Whether we can put a specific name on one emotion that we're feeling. If we're feeling a jumbled up ball of emotions, maybe even just acknowledging that wherever you are right now. Just bring awareness to it. And then slowly, let's start to take a nice deep inhalation through the nose and sigh it out of the mouth. And that'll be our cue. We're going to move into our next posture. So remaining on your back, we'll bring a bend into the knees. We're making our way into our reclined twist. So if you have a pillow or a blanket you like to place between your knees, feel free to do so. And then as we open the arms out wide into a T, I'm going to let my knees fall to the left. Now you can reset, maybe slide the hips forward or back. Bring the knees closer to your shoulders or further away, really exploring, noticing how can we make this posture feel any better in your body. And then once you've found that posture, allow yourself to settle in. Noticing how does it make your body feel. Noticing how our breath is impacted. And then as we begin to go into the mind, notice what stories the subconscious mind is telling you. Watching the scenes pass by, engulfed and engaged with each one. Especially here in the beginning of our practice, noticing if our mind starts to wander away. If you find yourself actively thinking about something outside of this moment, we bring the awareness back here back into the present moment. And like a fly on the wall, watching the scene unfold behind your eyes. And then slowly we'll start to take a nice deep inhalation through the nose. Inside, out of the mouth. Let's begin to take the knees back through center. We'll start to scoot the hips to the left, let the knees fall to the right. And again, the two sides are different, so maybe there's a slightly different orientation of our bodies. But again, use these first few moments to allow your body to settle in, noticing, again, how can I make this feel better in my body? The only right pose in the restorative class is the one that feels good in your body. And then once you've found that posture, we allow our bodies to settle into stillness, feeling the heaviness and release of the body. Noticing, where do we feel this? Moving inward toward the breath. Noticing the slow belly breaths. In every inhalation, we think of relaxation. Every exhalation, we think of softness. Softness of our mind. Softness of our bodies. And as you delve into the mind, what do you see? If you were to recant the images behind your eyes right now to yourself in 1 hour, how would you describe this scene to yourself? Beginning to take that deep inhalation through the nose and sighing it out of the mouth. Go ahead, and if you have anything between your knees, you can remove that. And as we come back into center, let's straighten the right leg out long. The left knee stays bent, and we're coming into a reclined tree pose. So we'll let that left knee fall open to the side with the sole of the left foot on the inner thigh. Feel free to keep your arms as they are. Or if there's any other arm variation that you'd like to explore, maybe our cactus arms, bringing our arms at 90 degrees. Whatever arm variation feels best for you. And then again, we settle down, finding that softness, that heaviness and stillness of the body. And as you lay here, begin to imagine that you're walking along a path, entering into a wildlife sanctuary. This wildlife sanctuary is a preserved nature area. Maybe it's somewhere in the wilderness, or maybe it's in the middle of a city. But as you enter, the path is paved, just wide enough for walking. Enter the wildlife sanctuary, walking along the path. Wild grass grows beside the path, and there are trees on both sides. You hear birds singing off in the distance. It's a beautiful sunny day. The air is pleasant and warm, with a slight breeze making it even more comfortable. Feel the sun shining down on you, warming and relaxing your body. Taking our deep inhalation through the nose and sighing it out of the mouth. You can use that left hand to bring the leg back in and then we'll extend it out long. If you are using a pillow, towel, or blanket, go ahead and move it over to the right side, and we'll take it on that side. Bending into that right knee and then letting it fall open, either flat on the ground or being supported by your prop. And then start to find that sense of softness and heaviness in our hips and our inner thighs. Feeling that gentle rise and fall of the belly. And then as you settle into the sense of heaviness, we're bringing lightness back into the mind, going back to our animal sanctuary. Breathing and enjoying that fresh air, that feeling of invigoration. The path that you're walking on slowly curves up ahead, continuing deeper and deeper into the beautiful sanctuary. As you continue along the path, you admire the scene around you, small trees growing near the path, their bark smooth and light colored. Small round leaves twisting gently in the breeze. Further back from the path, even larger trees grow in so many different varieties. Wildflowers growing in the grass right next to the path. And as you round a curve in the path, you can see up ahead a clearing. Is it a small pond? Is it a lake? You can see up ahead that the path continues next to the water. And as you walk towards the water, the sun shines down, birds singing, a breeze blowing. It is so peaceful here. Such a beautiful day, leaving you feeling very content. Slowly taking a nice deep inhalation and sighing it out of the mouth. Using the right hand, help the knee come back in. And let's give those knees a little hug for a moment. Maybe gently rocking from side to side. And then we're going to roll off to one side, gently pressing up for just a moment. Making our way into a child's pose. if you do have your knees cushioned, maybe think about bringing whatever you have nearby, that pillow or whatever, underneath your chest, or you can come straight down into the mat. Whatever feels best in your body, just let those knees go wide. The big toes don't have to touch behind you, but they can be pointed towards one another, as though that imaginary line is going to intersect. And then once again, we find that sense of release, that sense of surrendering into yourself. And then bringing ourselves back onto the path inside of our animal sanctuary. Continuing to walk towards the pond, seeing the reeds growing along the grass next to the water. As you approach the pond, you can hear even more birds singing. Getting closer to the water, you see the reeds getting thicker towards the water's edge, continuing around the shallow edges of the pool. Noticing that the deeper water towards the center is smooth, undisturbed. You can see the ducks swimming, leaving small wakes behind them. The water flowing out in the V shape as the birds slowly swim through the water. But then we once again bring the awareness to the center of our pond, noticing that smooth, calm water. Allowing ourselves to be as calm as that water. Slowly taking in a deep inhalation through the nose and sighing it out of the mouth. And start to walk the hands in. We're going to come up to all fours, making our way into a thread the needle pose. So the knees are about hip distance apart. Keep the hips stacked on top of the knees as we take that right arm underneath the left, letting the shoulder come down. You can do whatever you like with this left hand, either allowing it to rest on the floor, or you can even use it as a little pillow supporting your head. And then once you've settled in, we again find the depth of the breath. Returning to our guided journey through the sanctuary as you continue along your path, walking beside the pond, enjoying the sights and sound of that wildlife sanctuary. And then up ahead, the paved trail connects with the wooden path. It resembles a dock that extends over the water into a bird watching blind. Thinking to yourself that it'd be a wonderful place to sit. As you continue along the paved trail, approaching the wooden path, you see even more birds now. Black birds with red wings darting in and out of the reeds. Geese, loons, sparrows, and chickadees. You even spot a muskrat swimming among the reeds and then diving quickly underwater. You're almost at the wooden path now. Step on the path if you wish, walking above the reeds and the mud at the sides of the pond. And now walking above reeds in the water. You see the bird watching blind located right in the middle of the reeds, but above them. So you're right in the middle, surrounded by and accompanied by the birds. Deeply inhaling through the nose and sighing out of the mouth. We'll come back up and then take our thread of the needle on the other side, sliding the left arm under the right. If you can, again, bring the head down and the shoulder all the way down onto the mat, or where it is as comfortable for your body as you can find. Again, modify as necessary to find a sense of ease. To find that sense of softness and calm. we imagine sitting on the bench at the edge of our dock, closing your eyes for a moment to simply enjoy the sun and the peaceful sounds of the wildlife around you. Looking around at the beautiful scenery around you. The wildlife sanctuary is such a calm, serene, treed area with this lake in the middle. Imagine peering through the window of the blind, looking out over the water, admiring its stillness, watching it reflect the blue sky and a few small white clouds. Across the distance, you find more trees, and beyond that, a grassy green hill. The scene makes a perfect picture with water, trees, hills, and sky. One more deep inhalation through the nose and sighing it out of the mouth. As we come up to all fours for a moment. If you have that towel, pillow, blanket, whatever it is that you're using, let's place it at the front of our mat. And then we're going to come to lay down all the way down onto your belly, allowing your chest and shoulders to rest on your pillow or on your blanket. If you're using both, I would use the pillow so your shoulders are a little bit higher for a slight back bend. As you have your chest and shoulders on that, you're welcome to either allow the hands to stack in front of one another. You can take them down by your sides if you prefer. Explore. As much as we are in our minds, we still want our bodies to find that sense of release. So as we come into our modified Sphinx, let the legs be heavy, allowing the heels to fall out, softening the thighs, the hips, and the belly. Returning to our serene image on the pond. You imagine looking out another opening in that blind, but in a different direction this time. Look out across the reeds along the edge of the pond. See as the deer emerges from the trees to drink from the pond, delicately stepping through the reeds to the water. See the water dripping from its muzzle as the deer raises its head. And then it turns, disappearing back into the trees. colorful duck flies overhead and spreads its wings to descend and land in the water. Water sprays and splashes out to the sides as the duck, as its feet skim the surface before finally lowering its body, folding its wings and swimming. Another duck follows, landing in the water to swim alongside the first one. A small bird lands right on top edge of the blind and looks at you, chirping pleasantly. The bird stays for a few moments before flying off. Relax in this peaceful place. Maybe even imagining lying back and closing your eyes, or continuing to look around. Just imagine spending time however you wish here in this peaceful place. One final deep inhalation through the nose and sighing it out of the mouth. Yeah. And then we slowly and carefully press up to all fours, moving any props you have off to the side, and we're going to come onto our backs. If you do have that pillow or blanket, you can place it underneath the backs of the knees as we extend the legs out long in front of us, making our way into Shavasana, getting as comfortable as you can. And allowing the legs to go long. Allowing the feet to be as wide as feels good in your body. Allowing the arms to be as wide as feels good for you. And as we take our final physical adjustments, we allow the shoulders to tuck under so the chest and collarbones are broad. Allowing the breath to soften, becoming almost effortless as the eyes gently close. Finding ourselves in our Shavasana. And as we lie here, we bring our awareness onto the right leg. Softening, letting go of, and bringing awareness to the big toe, the second toe, the third, fourth, and fifth toes on that right foot. Noticing the softness of the top of the foot and the sole of the foot. Relaxing the ankle, the muscles around our lower leg, around our upper leg, and the right hip. Bringing awareness to the left leg now, we soften the first toe, the second toe, the third, fourth, and fifth toes of the left foot. Inviting awareness and softness of the sole of the left foot, the top of the left foot, as well as the heel. Relaxing the lower leg, the upper leg, and the left hip. Letting go of any engagement we're holding on to in the base of the pelvis. In the lower belly, feeling that gentle rise and fall. Noticing the beating of the heart in the chest. As we notice a sense of softness around the lower back, the middle back, and the upper back. Bringing the awareness to the right arm as we relax the thumb, the first finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky. Letting that softness travel through the palm and back of the hand, up through the wrist, the right forearm and upper arm, all the way up to the right shoulder. Noticing the left hand as we soften the thumb, index, middle, ring, and pinky fingers of the left hand. Letting that softness and awareness travel through the palm and back of the hand, up through the wrist, the forearm, the upper arm, up to the left shoulder. Finding softness in the back of the neck and the throat. Noticing and releasing the jaw. Bringing awareness to the lips, the teeth, the gums, and the tongue. Relaxing the cheeks. Softening the wrinkles around the nose, the eyebrows, and the forehead. Bringing awareness to and softening the eyes, the ears, the inner ears, the scalp, and the crown of the head. And while you continue to remain here in stillness, become aware of what you are experiencing in this moment. What do we feel in our bodies? What is the state of our mind? And how do you feel emotionally? And then slowly we start to take a deep, full inhalation into the nose and sigh it out of the mouth. Bringing movement back into our fingers and toes. Circling through the wrists and the ankles. And then reaching the arms and legs nice and long like you just woke up. Exhaling the knees into the chest, rolling onto the right side, pausing in our fetal position. Reminding yourself that anytime things feel a little uncertain or overwhelming, we can always return to that image of our sanctuary and to this feeling of our relaxed bodies. And then as you're ready, slowly start to press up to a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. Once you arrive, we'll bring the hands to heart center, thumbs resting on the breastbone. And then one last time, full inhalation through the nose and complete exhalation through the mouth. Thank you so much for coming in and joining Davey, my pup here, and I for Restorative this evening. Hope you feel a little bit better than when you came in, but
Thank you, Ed.
no, thank you. Have a great rest of your night.
Thank you. You as well. I'll
Thank
see you
you.
next week.
Awesome. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks.